Really heartening. I'm really happy to see it. It's wonderful. I had hoped for more people actually, but the ones that are here must be the gold nuggets. So this is a map of our town, the historic district, and for the casual observer, you really can't see the treasures that are hidden in our town. I'm looking at someone who grew up on one of the step streets on Bredgata, and I know that she's not the only one. We have all a rich history in this town. I myself grew up out west in Hope, but as an adult I started living in town and I discovered the treasures, and then by discovering them I was automatically drawn to try and preserve them because I could see them disappearing. So if we don't maintain them, they will disappear. So we need help. The step streets need help. It's nice to be involved with a project where you can see that it makes a difference, and this is tangible. You can see the difference being made. So right now we're working on Bredgata. That was the first step street that we went to work with. We rolled up our sleeves, and someone before us had already done a plan for what Bredgata could look like, and that was John Uema. I have some visual material here so that you can see. First, I'm sending this one around with the step streets, the map of the town, with some of the step streets highlighted, and then I'm sending this one around, which is this is the project as it was envisioned before the hurricanes. And then the next pictures that come will be pictures of progress. We'll start with the horror stories. This is what it looked like when I myself was moved to do something. I'm not the first person who's been moved to try to do something, but it was extremely bad. It's mostly because of the coralita in this picture. You see the coralita goes in, makes these little thin roots, and then the roots engorge themselves on water, and they bust up the streets. And they will bust up your house too.
So
This one is
which steps are
Bredgata.
those? Okay.
So if you're...
And is that indicative of all the others?
No, this one was probably the one that was in the worst shape. So it was actually a good place to start. So if we can do this, we can do the whole thing, you know. But we need to have a plan, and we need to have more people involved, and we should actually really have a public-private partnership. We should have the government working with us more than they are. So we have had some collaboration from the Department of Public Works in the way that I would call them and say, we're going to do a cleanup. Could you maybe clear the worst of it, and we could do the garbage or something like that. Or could you uncover the step street that Edward Wilmot Blythe grew up on? Could you uncover the step street that Adelita Kang lived on with her son? These are our stories. There's so much history hidden in our town, and it is a shame. I'm sorry, I'm getting goosebumps, and I know I'm getting very emotional. So here are the pictures of progress coming. We give them all at one time. And it ends up there. So we have made progress since we started, and that's very encouraging, but we have had a stop and start, and now we're starting again. So we want it to go more smoothly in the future, and for that we need we need to have more finances, we need to have more people involved. If there was a committee, that would be amazing. If there was a committee of people that were very forward thinking, and they're saying, okay, this is a priority for me, I will set aside this day every other week or once a month or whatever, and we will work on this project. That would be needed. One of the things we have done, some of the fundraisers that we have had that have been meaningful also as far as raising awareness, that has been, Taproot did a First Friday event, which was amazing. The Daily News covered it, and so we were in the paper and people started hearing about the step streets. And then Star did an event which was called the Step Street Challenge. It was so much fun. My girlfriend and I, we did it. It was like we didn't think we could do it. You can, yes you can. And there were a lot of young people, a lot of older people, people who didn't live in town, people who have never been here before, people who have been here for generations and had never been in the town. Because this town cannot be appreciated from the water, honestly. You have to go in the step streets. You have to go on an adventure, on a journey. And the journey will make you in better shape, and it will get you reconnected with your community. And it will be good for learning and being more excited about their history. So these are some pictures from tours that I've done. And this one I was so grateful. We were so grateful to have Lilia King. She met us at the First Lady's Garden, and she spread her little stardust over the whole event. And Priest, he was taking his
Oh my God.
chlorophyll juice, which was part of what they paid for the tour, and the money went to the Step Street Project. But I took some money out of it to pay for the juice, so everybody could be inspired to live a healthy life. So it's not just, we're not isolating things. Everything goes together. Being healthy. I'm talking too long, right?
No.
So I was in Office Max. I need help. I honestly need help. So I was in Office Max yesterday trying to print out this map. So this is the map that I have laminated here. I have a little marker. I want to send the marker and the map around because you all know this town perhaps better than I do. So especially over in Savannah, I do not know where the step streets are. So if please put a little mark. Wonderful. I am so happy for this opportunity. So here you go. You might want to use this one to write on. So
Just pass it back.
just pass it back.
Right there.
Yeah. Anybody else, Mr. Wheatley, Henry, go ahead. If you see a step street that hasn't been marked, please mark them. So on the 8th of August, and this is the next step of what we're planning to do. On the 8th of August, we're doing a fact-finding mission. And right now we're only 3 people. And our mission is to find out, to identify all of the step streets that are now in existence. So we have a number that we knew back in colonial times there were 47 step streets, which is quite amazing. There's no other town that can compare on this side of the Atlantic. So how many of them are still in existence and what state are they in? So I'm pretty up to, and Will and Liz are also pretty familiar with the ones in the King's Quarter and the Queen's Quarter, but what about the Crown Prince Quarter? And that we don't want to forget that, because where people are still living and they're still using the step street, because that's the only way to get to your house is to go on the step street. So we want to do a fact finding there. We want not only identify them, but find out what state they're in. And Mario Leonard, he promised also to be here today. But he was thinking that we could maybe apply for a grant. We need people who are good at grant writing. You know, we need to have, because it's not going to just happen from the little tours I do, and so it's not enough. If anybody has ideas, you know, energies, initiatives, that would be wonderful. I have to give Denmark credit. My job, the one that pays for my rent, it is taking Danish guests around our historic sites, St. Thomas and St. John, and having a good time as well. And I always talk about the things I'm passionate about. And unfortunately, some people have heard me, and we actually have qualified for a grant from Denmark. So the grant from Denmark is actually the one that's paying for the masonry work on Red Garden now. That was really, really fortunate.
Wow.
But we can't expect them to come and help us if we're not willing to do something to help ourselves. So I think that was all I wanted to say right now. Just basically, please help. Help. Yes. Thank you. It's a
Thank
beautiful
you.
town. We wanted to.
Yay.